Welcome back to FONVO Fridays. Welcome back. As I always say, welcome back. Thank you so much for the views, the likes, the shares, the comments. I appreciate you guys. But guess what again? It is the 100th anniversary of Black History Month, which started out as Negro History Week. So I'm going to get started and I'm going to say this for you. So listen up clearly. Listen up clearly. I am somebody. I am somebody. I may be poor, but I am somebody. I may be young, but I am somebody. I may be on welfare, but I am somebody. I may be small, but I am somebody. I may have made mistakes, but I am somebody. My clothes are different. My face is different. My hair is different, but I am somebody. I am black, brown, or white. I speak a different language, but I must be respected, protected, and never rejected. I am God's child. And that was by Reverend Jesse Jackson's I Am Somebody, which is a powerful poem and chant famously recited on Sesame Street in 1971 and on the 1972 Watts Text Festival, designed to empower and marginalize people. It asserts that despite poverty, race, or mistakes, everyone has dignity, worth, and right to be respected and protected. All right, so the key themes and phrases, listen up. Affirmation of worth. The central message is affirmation of self-worth. I may be poor, but I am somebody. I may be young, but I am somebody. Dignity and amid struggle. The chant emphasizes that regardless of social status, welfare, and appearance, individuals deserve respect. Somebody say it with me. I am somebody. Call to action. It serves as a rallying cry for self-respect and unity among Black Americans and the oppressed. Often used in the Push Excel program to motivate students. The affirmation, listen up, say it with me. I am black, brown, white. I speak a different language, but I must be what? Respected, protected, never rejected. I am God's child. I am somebody. Jackson amends to uplift those who felt invisible or powerless, encouraging them to stand up, speak out, and believe in their potential. That starts off this segment of FONVO Fridays. All right, y'all, because you are somebody. All right, let's get into it. So, that was a very powerful chant that Reverend Jesse Jackson did 49 years ago. Can you believe that? 49 years ago. Crazy, right? Crazy. But we're going to start out with another fact, right? So that was something in history. But we're going to start off with a fact. Do you guys know who actually created the and pioneered to keep us warm? Bet y'all didn't know that. Though, and it's a woman, and it's a black woman, because it's what? Black History Month. All right? You're warm in the winters thanks to Alice Parker, a black woman who pioneered a modern central heating system in 1919. So in 2019, that was 100 years ago, and we're almost at 2029. So it's about to be 110 years. And that was a black woman that pioneered. And all I gotta say is, our president said a lot of things the other day. And guess who invented all of those things in the speech that he provided and said that America created everything? He was right, but guess what? Who created it? Black people. Pioneered, created, people stole from us. It is what it is, right? And that's why we have to continue to fight for what we have right now, okay? Things that I've been through this week, and let's talk about it, right? Because this was about, because you guys may not want to talk about it, but I'm going to talk about it. These are some things that I've been through this week that I want to speak on, that I feel like is going to always be important. It's going to be manifestation. If you can't manifest for yourself, and I'm going to continue to say this throughout my series and the entirety of this podcast, manifestation is so true. And I'm going to say today, I manifest within 1 year that I will have a larger audience, that I would reach the potential in which I want to be at, because I am manifesting that. I am manifesting that I help someone in their life 10 times over as Jesus did, right? Because it is important that we help each other. And that leads me to my next point here. Manifesting, but also helping someone else manifest is also important, because you can't do everything by yourself. Sometimes it takes a team. Sometimes it takes others to help you out, to identify things that you may not have even thought about in your manifestation and or in your yearly strategic plan, or quarterly or weekly strategic plans, right? So with manifestation comes in possibly you believing in God, or believing in whatever religion you choose to believe. If you don't believe in a religion, that is fine. You believe in a higher power, that is fine. Or if you don't believe in anything and you're just here on this earth doing what you do, you know what I mean? And it's all hey, guess what? I can't blame you. I ain't gonna force you to do nothing. I know Jesus is real, all right? Like back in the day, I know the Bible is right, all right? Yep. I know it's right. I know they done changed that thing about 10,000 times, so we don't know what Jesus really said 100%. You know what I mean? Somebody done came in, and y'all know what I'm saying. Somebody done came in and rewrote that thing, and I don't think so. You know what I mean? But guess what? The words of God will always stand true in my heart. Okay? In my heart. Okay? I'm not profiling anything on anyone else, but for me. Okay? Listening and responding. There's a difference. Listening and responding are differences. Do you listen to respond, or do you listen to actually listen to what someone is saying? Okay? Because there's a lot of times where people just listen to respond because they either don't want to listen to the conversation, or they think what that person is saying is irrelevant, or at times you think that you may know more than what that individual know, right? Okay, none of those are wrong. But the thing is, as human beings, psychologically, most time if people are talking, arguing, or just venting, they want you to listen. Just listen first. Just listen. Everything doesn't have to have a response to it. Some people just want to get it out. You know what I mean? They want to get it out. Get it out. Out. You know what I mean? So listen. And sometimes I do the same thing. I listen to respond, or I listen and then I'm going to have a response because I probably don't want to hear what you got to say. And those are things that we all work on, right? You know, I'm working on those things as well. And we'll continuously work on those things, right? Listening to respond, because it's definitely important, right? Now, there's times where you listen and you have a response after that person has finished their statement or their sentence, because you're like, wait a second, I don't want to dig you into a rabbit hole. You know what I mean? Like, I want to keep you plateaued, and I want you to keep a mainframe mind of sanity. I don't want you to keep digging. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want you to keep the sanity that you have. And so sometimes there's no problem, but most of the times, just listen first. Just listen to the entirety of the message, the conversation, and or whatever is being put out there before you respond. Because sometimes the answer is going to come in that question that you're trying to ask, probably right after you ask the question or before you even thought about it. Okay? And it's definitely true. So, with that, leadership, I think it's important. And I know that I'm a leader myself, and if you know me, you know that I am. That's just generally who I am, and I think that that's just profoundly something that was, you know, put up on me like since a child, to be honest. Like, to be a leader, like I strive in leader roles leadership roles, like, because it's just something that I love. I love helping others. I love doing for others, in the sense of making them better, and excelling and pushing them in their careers or their life, or letting them know, like, you are worth it. Don't let anybody put you down. I'm a person that'll stand out above the crowd and speak, right? And notice on my manifestation, a lot of people have told me that I should be like a public speaker or a motivational speaker. And so I'm going to start manifesting that in my life. Okay? A motivational speaker. I have a lot that I've been through in my life that I could definitely talk to people about how I got through it and when I got through it and the times that were had in between and before and after. You know what I mean? So I definitely think that that's important. But with leadership, I have learned also in my career, whether it's my civilian or my military career, servant leadership. I don't just do things because I want the accolades or I want it done because I am in that role. I do it because I'm serving the next leadership, which is my subordinates that are under me. Like, I do a lot of things because if they can't be progressive or achieve or attain things to be a better version of themselves, what am I doing then? I'm just in that role to say, oh, I'm going to be a first sergeant. Like, oh yeah, I'm a first sergeant. Like, I achieved that. Yeah, I was the best one. I kept my metrics up. Or my job, I'm the best HR manager. My numbers are always up. Everybody's happy all the time. But in the end, like, what does that truly do if I'm not helping somebody else? Like, the world revolves on the next. Who's coming in this position next? What's next? You know what I mean? Like, I come in, do my job, boop, boop, boop. I make it better next, but I want to leave a legacy, and I want to make sure I'm doing servant leadership because I want to acknowledge and I want to achieve something for the individuals that are under me. That is the main purpose of servant leadership for me. And an example of that is, one of my soldiers called me this week. He's my boy, he's one of my NCOs, and it just, like, never heard him in that way, and just broke down crying and released tension and stress. And it's important to do that. But and the reason why I say this is because I was in the middle of my gym session, and I immediately stopped and went outside and was on the phone and gave him my full attention, because you never know what people are going through at any time of the day, any time of the week, a month, a year. And I spoke to him for about 35 minutes and just listened to him, responded when I needed to, and gave him my thoughts and my advice on what he should do. And the main advice was, put yourself first. Put yourself first at all means necessary. Put yourself first. You know why? Because if you can't put yourself first, what good are you doing to anybody that's around you? You can't make yourself better or achieve more or manifest things the proper way or do things the proper way if you're not putting yourself first. You have to put yourself first. You have to put yourself first. It's important, 1000%. Your health comes first. No one else can live in your body besides you, right? No one else can make money in your account. Yeah, you can have a business, you can have people making money for you. But guess what? Who created the idea? You. So if you're not the one gun-hoing that or arrow or spearheading that, right? Spearheading that. What are we doing? Okay? So put yourself first, but also learn how to be a servant leader, because leadership is important. It's 1000% important to me. It may not be to you, but I'm a leader and I love it. Okay? With that is being a mentor. I think it's important for everyone to have a mentor. I really think it's important for everybody to have a mentor. You may not think it's important, but I know it's important to have a mentor. I got my mentor in 2014, and she has been the best thing that has ever happened to my life, right? Some of y'all may say, well, why do you have a woman mentor? Why don't you have a male mentor? It doesn't matter what type of mentor you have, race, gender, ethnicity. It doesn't really matter what type of mentor you have. It's about the information, the drive, and the actual like cohesion that you guys form with being someone's mentor. So my mentor is a female. I love her so much, so dearly. I can call her at any time, like, and she will pick up. And if she doesn't pick up, she'll call me later, like, hey, I missed your call earlier or whatever. And what's up? What's going on? I could call her for 5 minutes because I'm trying to send an email or I want advice on something, you know, and she'll be like, do it. Why don't you do it? Just do it. Or think about this. Or think about that, right? Or I just look at what she did when I was physically around her. Yes, I met her in the military. You know, this is where it all comes from. But in my personal life too, you know, I have many conversations with her. Mentorship is definitely important. And if you don't have one, get a mentor, right? Get a mentor. Your mentor could be your therapist. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that could be your therapist if you have one. And I hope you have a therapist, right? I went through my personal therapy, then I went to my PTSD therapy, and those things has helped me tremendously thus far in my life. It's important. And the reason why I said this is because I went to an event this week, and the lady that was on the panel said that she wished she had a mentor, right? She's been in the business for, I think, the last 10 years now, 10 to 15 years, right? And she doesn't have a mentor. And she said to herself, she wished she had a mentor. She wished she has a mentor because it's important to be able to call someone and ask them for feedback, you know, whether it's criticism or it's good feedback, right? We should be able to accept both. But having a mentor is definitely important. Hands down important. And lastly, over this last week, Mom passed away, and she lived 91 years. 91 years my aunt lived. Yeah, I'm sad that she did pass away, right? But guess what? I'm trying to make it to 91 years, okay? She was walking, talking. She ain't have no issues like that, you know? Of course, when you get older and once you get sick, kind of, sometimes you can't get away from it. Sometimes it takes you a little longer to get better, but 91 years, that's a long time. 91 years. She's seen a lot. She would have been 92 this year. 92 years old. Crazy. Okay? Think about all the blessings in the life that you have to live, and don't allow that to ruin anything in your path, right? I'm always going to say your short-term and your long-term goals, manifest those things, keep driving, keep thriving. You know what I'm saying? Don't let anybody get in your corner and shut you down just because you feel like you can't do it because somebody said this, or a comment was written, or someone sent you a message in your inbox, or an email was sent to you saying, well, we got to let you go. Guess what? That's nothing. That's nothing. That's nothing at all. A small hiccup is something better for a larger picture, okay? Can't remember the quote because y'all know there's a quote for it. I forgot what the damn quote was. But remember what I said earlier, right? And the quotes from Reverend Jesse Jackson, 49 years ago. I am somebody. Say it with me. Say it again. I am somebody. Say it again. I am somebody. Okay? Because you are somebody. And with that, I appreciate you all for always tuning in, liking, subscribing, sharing, and just commenting on the posts. I appreciate you guys. Continue to do it. Help me manifest and help me thrive in this journey that I'm embarking on. So again, I appreciate you guys. That was FEB Friday for today, February 6, 2026. You guys have a fantabulous weekend, and I'll be back with you next Friday.